Chat, we are so back. BPNR has returned, and we are at the Daytona National Speedway ready to kick off season number 9. Tonight, we present to you the BPNR Clash Expedition event ready to warm up these drivers, and what no better place to do it on this fine Tuesday evening. So, with that, got a whole lot of new shenanigans going on, and more than likely going to remain the same product that we've been covering here on MCRP. It is great for you to join us here on this Tuesday evening. Qualifying still ongoing, so you might as well look at the schedule while we are rating, well, speed weeks that is. So right now you're viewing the Clash, which will be up soon. BPNR Daytona 200 qualifying currently ongoing. They have a beer format which I'll go over in a little bit, and that's a week-long event. Next Tuesday will be the duels, the BPNR Daytona duels that is, ready to set up the 36 car grid, and we got a new truck division. Not really a division, just a separate thing in the BPNR lore. And it's going to be on Wednesdays, taking up what used to be D2. And finally, August 7th, the big show, the Daytona 200. That'll be covered here. Man, oh man, just scrambling behind the scenes because the server was put up late, and I just pretty much in a mad dash to get everything set up correctly, because as you may have just saw with the new Stancy intro and all that, I have done a whole lot of stuff on OBS, so that will mean it's gonna be a lot more stancier, like I mentioned just before signing off at the season 8 finale, that there was going to be a whole lot behind the scenes, and not just visually, but functionality. So with that, we begin happy hour, and we will go to qualifying, or yeah, we'll look at qualifying soon. But for now, just get a good look at the new liveries that have come out for this upcoming season. Quite a few roster changes, some remain the same. Nicholas Bedimlik, he's meant to be in 23, but because Jonathan Salas is a doofus and has taken up the number 23 as the server host, Bedimlik was given the option to run his prior cars, which I do not have. NCS 21 is just massive to the point where after season 8, as well as IFAR, I just nuked at both car packs, so I do not have any of the prior ones, unfortunately. Yeah, this is the same Daytona from last time out in season 8, so nothing new in terms of changes. Some people remain the same, some people not, and I ain't gonna go over every one of them because I'll be real, I didn't have time to study the thingy here. So before we get going, something else new, brand new for this one. You take a look at our starting grid for tonight's Clash events. Okay, it didn't work. I'm gonna kill myself, but this tag is just really weird. Okay, I'm gonna just scratch that then. I did test it, it just didn't work tonight for some reason, but just have to do it like this now, unfortunately. Viola on pole position, trying to pick up where he left off in terms of this event. EGG starts alongside Harry Crawford and Landon Lau in row 2, sorry. Skylar Den and Cole Rodriguez, row 3, with Julian Howell and Dylan DeGrom, row 4. Tyler Aziz and William Gregory, row 5. Frieza Rodriguez, Nicholas Bedimlik, row 6. Lane Johnson and Ryan Scarrett. Next up in line, Nick Kirsten Bell and Brady Trewick, Carl Childress and Dragons. I'm gonna have to speedrun this. Brandon Carter, Chris Stallmeyer. Gonna be D-Dog and Rich Roy. Joe Schmidt, Ace Racer. Logan Doyle, Cam McGilvery's are the 26 cars that set lap time. Robbie Gilvin, Noel Nichols, RJ Bishop, Thomas Troxel, Thomas Johnson, Joshua Clements, Blake Warren, and Nicholas Bedimlik, and whoever the fuck the player is going to. Is that actually. No, it's 35 cars, but god damn, that is quite a number for a clash. Oh boy, boy, boy. And yeah, apologies for the qualifying thing not working. Just experimental stuff, and apparently it didn't work tonight. I tested it multiple times, yet the one time I need to show it to y'all, it just refused to work. It is what it is. So hopefully I get that sorted out before the duels, which I got a week to do that. We're just still waiting for everyone to queue up here. Just make sure the lap counter works, and yeah. One thing I should mention also, BPNR has done away with overtime, so the 40 laps you see is the 40 laps you find on a track, whether you like it or not. So as we roll off, as really bombarded the setup was, well, setting everything up, both in the server and for myself, it's really good to be back here in the booth tonight. It'll be 40 laps for this expedition event, and be a point of no return now instituted in all BPNR races. For tonight, there'll be 4 to go. So, these the months ever since we last saw these cars on track as they head into the restart zone. Landalao sponsored is going to be Green Flag by Viola and AGG. We already have one in the grass, that being Harry Crawford. And they have miraculously saved it. The AGG with a strong start on the outside gets the jump on Viola. But those two are running on a little bit of the lonesome as Landalao has helped with Cole Rodriguez and Dylan Negron on the outside, who will take that lead away down the back straightaway. Already seeing some 3 wide, that being July Howell all alone in that middle line. I believe that 0 run of Frieza Rodriguez not close enough to provide any aid to the number 19. It's going to be Landalao who leads the opening lap. Yeah, William Gregory trying to look for a third line. That is the Napa Auto Parts Toyota, being pushed by Nicholas Bedimlik, number 66 for this event. And Riley Trawick opened up a new team for BPNR, Team 21. And it is car number 21 for the owner herself. A little scrappy, that being Harry Crawford and Skyway on the bottom. They keep their noses clean somehow. On to lap 2, Landalao and Cole Rodriguez just lost their partners. They're just getting sucked up through the middle. AGG leads with Viola second and Harry Crawford in third. Toyota leading 2 Fords and the 77, Negron and Peugeot. Yeah, it's a little hectic here, and should prove no different, but they're starting to sort themselves out as we go single file. They're nearly about wreck and they just about did. Relapse already had something to talk about in terms of nearly causing a wreck to trigger a caution here, but I believe I saw Bradley Trewick got loose into 3 and pushed up against the 78 of Dragons. Both of them keep it straight. Yeah, and it has now just become a train of race cars on the inside line. And just for Landau, you feel bad for him. He was looking proud leading the opening lap, but then just got swallowed up. And speaking of getting swallowed up, Skylar then got perhaps bumper grabbed. Might be hard to tell, but then shuffled out of line, quickly finds a spot behind Brian Scarrett. Brandon Carter trying to get pushes to Kirsten Bell. Brandon Carter, if it weren't for a suspension, could have won the Rookie of the Season award last season. But this time he's going to try to keep his nose out of trouble throughout all the races BPNR has to offer this season, and will try this again. Not eligible for Rookie of the Year anymore, but still worth something, trying to make the chase. And stick with it, as we got perhaps in exchange for the lead. It'll be the 76. Oh, they're wrecking. It'll be a big red. That's right, it's Trewick going spinning. It'll be William Gregory. Freeze Rodriguez shoots back up the track. Collects this 92. And Thomas Troxel. It'll be caution number 1. It is field frozen this season round. No longer race back. Yeah, it just yeah, but the way these drivers were dicing in the opening laps, I figured I was bound to trigger an early yellow here. Oh, at the Daytona International Speedway. See here. Oh, Friesen had a problem, and the number 01 shot up the track and bounced off the wall, came back down in front of, I believe that would have been top, I mean, 8th place on back from, if I'm correct about that. I don't know if the onboard would do much, he just slid up and then shot back down. Really bizarre, gets clobbered, nearly sending him upside down. Early yellow here in the Season 9 BPNR Clash. As pit lane is open for service. Can't fix my feed cam. It's going to be ATG winning off the pit lane with Viola P2, Cole Rodriguez in 3rd, Julian Howell and Brian Scarrett also exiting in the top 5. And that is someone spun round. That'll be Carl Childress. The Tyson Foods Chevrolet. Oh, trailing got back. Oh, that was sketchy there, but that really didn't have anything to do with Childress. He just wheel spun coming out of his pit box. And the 18 is gonna go to the rear here. Might have been bopped for speeding. So that will hand William Viola the race lead, with Cole Rodriguez 2nd and Julian Howell in 3rd. Current. So being called, and it is cheese cone time. Viola, the only one out of the top 4 to pick inside. Negron nearly getting clipped by, I believe that was Stallmeyer. And Robbie Gilbert's gonna go to the rear, hitting the juice cone. So the EG already has a penalty. So, we notice that we don't use in-game yellows anymore. That's a thing from Season 8 finale being carried over into the Season 9 races. So, all caution flags are field frozen, and it is up to the leader to call control in the restart zone. William Viola launches. Ain't got too big of a jump. He was thinking of trying to get clear of Cole Rodriguez, but couldn't do so. And Lane Johnson, number 55, also not getting a good jump, only hinders the 27 chances of maintaining the lead. Now Brian Scarrett joining the Toyota Brigade as he's warping. So if there's anything to scare, that hasn't changed. And there he goes with a netco collision and caution back out. And there's a second big one already. Thomas Truxell, 36, and Miguel Reese. But surprisingly, at least from what it looked like just initially, no one else got involved. It looked like those three had the endurance there, but everyone else slammed on the brakes, which really good job on avoiding everyone. Already caution number 2, we're on lap number 8 here. If you're on board with Miguel Reese, quite a ways back on the outside. Yeah, there's nothing very much he could have done there. I mean, a couple of cars did clip him. 36 is just now what we can't tell. Oh, I didn't see that. I was like trying to shuffle through the drivers. That was the 45. Blake Warren getting airborne here. And the number 45. Oh, just a looked like it would have been a minor hit to scare it, but that ended up launching him. And at least visually, it looks like it's going to be roof damage, but looks like he already called it to the garage. Speaking of which, so he joins Harry Crawford in the garage with that, and also Nicholas Bedimlis. That's actually 3 retirements. As we are on lap 10 of 40 in the BPNR clash. Talazzi's going to be the first to pit here. Going to be Joshua Clements who wins off the pit lane. Ala Takers. Carl Chivas P2. And there's Talazzi's in third. You're seeing a lot of fallouts in the game chat. Like I mentioned, this is the same version BPNR used last season. And this is built up Daytona Rising Night. So that track the track has historically had some weird game issues. I did try my best to compress it, but somehow it's just not working. We choose count time. It'll be Cole Rodriguez leading us to the orange triangle. Top 3 Toyotas on the inside. And I did see one of them hit it. 13 did a little bit, but I think that was a 64 of Logan Doyle, who pretty pretty much kind of dry hit the choose cone. So we're in the quiet zone now, and the 36 has blown up somehow, so make that retirement number 4 is cool. 30 to go in the clash. Nicole Rodriguez has control, and we are not. We got called off. Oh, I see. It beat chat clock, so the biggest defect with quiet zone control is that if a message were to pop up, it takes, I want to say, 5 seconds to showcase before it moves on onto the next one. So when you have messages stacked on top of each other, they're just gonna have this fixed rate. But fortunately, McGilvery is chatting his displeasure about his engine failure ultimately hindered the green flag call meant for Cole Rodriguez. So we're going to go around again. They're going to remain in their selected spots here, meaning we will not be choosing again. Might be a little chaotic, but I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you would like to join BPNR, they have a Discord server where you can find all their information, and it is open to all. This season has begun, but the first points paying race is technically next Tuesday with the BPNR Daytona duels, so never too late to join. So this time I'll try again. It'll be 91 with control, and we are green. We did a big move for Daniel Rodriguez, number 65. And I don't know if Lyle or Race Sandman just mistaken him for Jelani. But they were, regardless of who Lyle was trying to refer to, he'll let it go this time since it's an expedition, but that can be penalizable. So Carl Rodriguez remains with the lead, and it's going to be top 4 dominated by Toyotas. The Peugeot of Dylan Negron in 5th. William Viola trying to claw his way back up after his mistake in the last restart. He has the rookie of the season winner from last time out, Skylar Den, pushing him, Lana Lau, and the Chevrolet number 99. Third on the outside, now 4th as Dylan makes his way up. He wants to take his turn at the lead here. One on the wall I saw back there, that was the 73 of Ace Racer BPNR rookie this season. And just up the road from him is Ryan Skira, number 71, Unumusumi Toyota with rear end damage after that neck collision to trigger the caution. D-Dog has moved up top, and there they go again, that being AGG gaining airtime. And the Riley Trawick collected in a second accident, and there's more wrecking into turn 3. The 2 pink, actually 3 pink cars involved with that being Rich Roy, Kirsten Bell, and RJ Bishop I saw, as well as William Gregory. and dragons. Him too. Multiple incidents to look at here. And already caution number 3, not the best start we would like, but we can only hope to improve from here. Perhaps an onboard with Treyway can give you a better idea, maybe? I don't know. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, that side stacked up. AEG was trying to make a move on Land and Loud up ahead of him, and it couldn't do that, so... without hitting him. So what happened over here? Oh, there was contact. Hang on, I have something here. Contact around this region here. Between the 29 and 56 cars. Yeah, that's just... all she wrote, unfortunately. Trying to get a better angle, but I can't find one. We're just gonna have to use helicopter. Oh. Alright, so... they were separated initially, but it looked like... at around the same time... she zigged, and he zagged, so... yeah, just... missed timing on both drivers, and really... it is what it is. I don't really have much to say about it. So under caution period number 3 here, and the BPNR class, Yoshimura lets to be the only driver to stay out here, as just about everyone else comes down the pit lane. Oh, they're wrecking on the pit lane again. That's C. Treywick, and there's another one with Gregory Talaziz. I believe that was that guy clobbered as he's trying to pull off. I mean, when you have wrecks like this, it's more like, multiple things going awry here. So Daytona's trying to leave. He first clips Carter, which is minor. Then, like, the 21's trying to turn in. And, yeah, there's that right there. And now Gregory is, number 50 is just trying to enter his bit box. So Daytona is just getting the short end of the stick in this, and he kind of had his fair share of that Saturday night with IFR at Daytona, but this is just brutal for D-Dunk, unfortunately. So no Chuscon this time, as not everyone has been caught up. It is Lion Chris Stallmeyer, and Joe Shmuda opting to stay out here. William Viola, Cole Rodriguez, and Dylan Negron, the top 3 out of the pits. And then in goes Lana Loud to top off here, which we're about at 24 to go, so no one can make it from here, but it just makes Lana Loud opting to try to get a slower pit, or faster pit stop rather, less time on the fuel tank. I can't speak, dude, like, as much as the drivers here tonight, I've been losing brain cells. Any new retirements? No, not really. There's just the 4 of Cam McAlvey, Nicholas Bedimlik, Blake Warren, and Harry Crawford. So hopefully real quick, we might as well take you through the Turkey timeline as we are at halfway, or about to be. It was Viola and EGG blocking out the front row and going to bring us to the green flag on the start. EGG getting a better jump thanks to Harry Crawford's mistake. Lap 5, first caution, it was Frieza Rodriguez having some sort of issue and pretty much collecting just about everyone towards the back, middle and back half of the field here. Trying to get you going as fast as I can. I don't think I'll make it though. Okay, never mind. That was stupid of me. I'm just gonna... Everyone's rusty. Believe me, because 2Bs can do a whole lot in terms of my ability to stream properly, but Chris Stallmeyer control, and we are back racing. And he gets an enormous jump, not something you would want at Daytona, just opens up. Just puts the 79 in a sucker hole, as Viola will swiftly make a quick pass to get by Chris Stallmeyer. There is a whole lot of server warp, but everyone somehow keeps it. Everyone on edge here as the server is experiencing some issues. Jonathan Salos being the best server provider for NR Online, clearly. Joshua Clements, he was pretty much trapped in the back and has found his way to the top 5 here. But now going for 4th. Jelani pushes 19 up a little bit, but gets the spots. That leaves Lane Johnson on the outside. Gonna try to get a push from Logan Doyle and Carl Childress. EG after getting involved in a couple of cautions ago with Treywick. Also rebounding pretty swiftly up to 8th place now, as I did see RJ Bishop head down the pit lane. Oh, there goes Doyle, and he chops off Frieza Rodriguez. And that will be a caution again. Another one going around. That was Noel Nichols, number 07. Just what is happening, bro? This is a clash, and he's making the lead look like an embarrassment. Or the server can crash. That can work too. Well then. And yep, there it goes. So, server crash thing. And I guess my thing with Jonathan Salos isn't exactly a lie. It's just so just we're halfway through server crashes, and we're just gonna switch over to EGG servers. And maybe that means Bitdimler can get into his 23 car now that that's freed up. So apologies everyone, we'll try to get you back to the action as soon as possible whenever everyone is back, and yeah. So this pretty much eliminates, almost eliminates field strategy. I think what I'm thinking they're gonna do is set to 25 laps, which and we'll just have to go with that. So now I feel a little silly right now, so I'm gonna just pop in.
Password set.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna pop in into EVC real quick and pretty much give you the insider
server
information
IP
to the
is
chaos. That is
announcements.
lobby 5.
Channel switched.
Hold on, wait. I need to grab the clips. Houston is mad at me.
I'll give you that, buddy.
Wait.
Yes, give me more power. Oh, that means all the cars who had damage will no longer have damage.
Oh my gosh,
fuck.
you didn't grab the clip.
Now that's a good point.
Oh,
Can we
fuck.
like get like an EXC for him to be slower? Like, give him
Yeah,
like a
can we
horny
give-
EXP.
Can we get? Yeah, it's me.
User joined your
Fuck
channel.
off.
Hey,
Have a long
Troxel,
day.
Troxel,
That's great.
Troxel.
Yep.
I just need you to tone it down just a bit. Would be appreciated. Thank you.
User joined your channel.
You gotta tone it down.
What do you mean? He's asking you to
I
shut the
think
fuck
I
up.
tone
I
it
think you
down.
understand, and I'm not
You
gonna.
might wanna-
I'm not gonna reiterate. Okay, I'm not gonna
What are you
reiterate.
gonna-
You might wanna
do?
tune your
What are
rhetoric.
you gonna do to me?
I'm not gonna reiterate.
You might want to tune your rhetoric, bro.
I'm not gonna reiterate.
I'm not gonna
User
reiterate.
left your
I'm
channel.
not gonna reiterate.
Oh, what's he gonna do?
Just shut up, man. Just shut up. Just shut up.
What's he gonna do to me?
Dang, dude. Dang.
Many things you don't want to know.
Channel switched.
It's better if we don't figure that out. And the things I do for y'all. But that is something I want to try doing this season. Is like give y'all a quick grid walk, much like what Michael Waltrip used to do, or still does. No, I don't pay attention anymore. I don't pay attention to Fox. Get their mid. Okay, server's been pushed forward as that's the best update I can give y'all. Now the cars I DNF'd, which were only four of them, they will not be able to re-enter the race. So it is what it is. But to bring up a point, I believe that was Dylan that mentioned is that all the cars that were damaged, the big one with Scarrett, I believe, being the most significant, are able to have their damage fixed thanks to this server crash. Thank you, Jonathan Salos, for being a goober and a gooner, both of them. I don't know, we got 5 minutes. And nothing much I can really do for y'all except just exist. But yeah, Harry was one of those DNFs, so he's not able to rejoin. And yeah, we'll just we'll just do our own thing. So I might as well show this off again. Daytona Speed Race for BPNR. I was gonna mention it, but then the race happened, so I guess it's a good time to mention how BPNR qualifying for Daytona works. So yesterday, beginning at midnight, that would start the week-long qualifying session. So what we do is that there'll be servers put up, and when they get enough people, or just whenever it is, it'll be 2 laps of qualifying, so it'll be set within the actual qualifying session within the game. So whatever time you post is the time you post. And you're not allowed to retry unless you were to fall out in the middle of your run. So after August 3rd at 11:59 p.m., they'll be tallied up. So the top 2 will remain the top 2 for the starting order of the Daytona 200. The rest will be sorted through the Daytona duels next Tuesday, in which of the 36 spots, 2 of them are secure, like I mentioned. So it's 36 cars for the Daytona 200 and all BPNR races. And this time around, there is no LCQ, so this is next Tuesday is the only time where pretty much your final chance, rather, to make the field. I probably didn't explain it correctly, but womp womp. They moved it over to happy hour to pretty much lock the roster down so no new people can join in. And yeah, we're just stuck with the waiting game. Might as well get this fixed while we're over here. See, D-Dog, I don't have his cars because I wiped them. And kind of just binge chilling. I could show you the season 9 thingy, the schedules, the entirety, but I don't have that ready. But I can mention the introduction to the BPNR truck division, which will run Wednesday nights. So this is the truck series is a separate continuity from Cup D2, as they'll be using Project Wildfire trucks, so 2003 trucks, and all those races will be CTS, and then yeah, they're gonna have their own schedule. Some of them may have be companion races, but ultimately it's its own separate thing, and it's not a division like how it used to be. The drivers can do both divisions full time, and they can score points in both of them. So it is what it is. I personally like the move because I was one of the people who begged for D2, given the drivers that were showing up in the early parts of season 8, but after a while it just became sad. Like, I could count up more D1 drivers than D2 drivers, so this no more restrictions on limitations, so with that it can help out everyone. I should probably switch over to my stuff here. The ticker. So what they'll do is, it's listed as 21 laps. They'll take this first lap to reset the running order, and then hopefully go green with 20 laps to go. Going to be tight on fuel, but I'm pretty sure they can make it no problem if they were to clutch in. I don't have the running order on me. I'm just gonna have to rely on Landon Lyle through the global TeamSpeak to get the order corrected. Excuse me. So it's going to be Viola and Dylan Negron who will restart on the front row. Then it's Skylar Dent and Jelani Howell. Let's be in row 2. And I pretty much already lost track because not everyone is caught up in time. Let's be Elaine, no, Chris Stallmeyer, and Cole Rodriguez in row 3. Lane Johnson and Joshua Clements in row 4. And then Daniel Rodriguez and Alexander Gonzalez Green completing the top 10. Not gonna go over everyone, but you could pretty much find them. But hopefully. So 28 cars return to the second portion of the race. And there's Harry Crawford, but because he DNF'd, he's not allowed to compete in the second half despite this shenanigans. Alright, I believe everyone has been lined up now, and as you may guess, they're already choosing, we'll just go as is, double file. And they've been given instructions to pick up the pace speed up to 70 miles per hour. And it's going to be William Viola, your pole sitter, pretty much repeating the race start, if you will, having control of this restart to kick off the second half of the clash. Thank you, viewers, for sticking around, despite the issues we've been experiencing, but hopefully we can wrap this up sooner rather than later. It's going to be Viola and Negron on the front row into the restart zone, and we are back racing. July Howell already 3 wide, wanting to go topside, trying to force Dylan Negron into the sucker hole. When Cole Rodriguez looks to go with him as well as Joshua Clements. And Chris Dahlmeyer also with a good jump, able to get by that outside line and try to get his hand into the race lead with Lane Johnson pushing. And Dylan was able to find a spot on the inside, sliding himself third in line on the bottom. So technically it is now lap 23 of 40, but we've hit halfway. And we're going to the entry 22 rather. So we're going to the conclusion of lap 21, which oddly works out. Going to be Clemens trying a third line. EGG looks to follow. Carl Childress as well. Childress flocks down to the middle line now. leaving those two up to fend for themselves. And I just keep seeing this with CTS races. It's just when the outside breaks up into effectively the middle and the top line, that pretty much kills any momentum they would have garnered if they were to stick together. Because no matter what, whether it be BPNR, IFR, or just any league that uses CTS for their plate tracks, the bottom line is always going to prevail, unfortunately. We Stallmeyer pushing along Dino Rodriguez when trying to get him the race lead, currently side by side with Dylan Negron. And with D-Dog able to win the Talladega Chase race, as well as a P2 at Michigan to start off the chase. So he had a really strong start, just couldn't muster up the results needed to keep being a title contender. Trying for something different, as Stallmeyer might have gotten loose or bumper grabbed, but that really upset his car, and now D-Dog just has no help behind him. So there goes his hopes for the time being. Gonna try to get picked back up here by 79, but those two now trapped in the middle as Joshua Clemens, AGG, and Ryan Scarrett's top three on the outside looks to surge ahead of them. And just the big speed difference that one mistake and it takes nearly an entire lap to get up to speed, and not to mention that no one was really in front of D-Dog, so you're effectively running up this equivalent of speeds that you were being by yourself, so that really shuffled them out of the out of contention. So now Joshua Clemens leading outside, top 5 single foul, being led by William Viola, as there goes RJ Bishop to the apron, laying the pack through, putting him one lap down. Friesen, hopefully he had his issues that triggered the first caution sorted through. It looks to be that way. Running 6th place, at least that's what the game dictated. On 3 wide, that being scared, being shuffled out by July Howell. And bit more scary that with the 0-1 warping, thankfully no crash was triggered from that. The two IFAR league admins, Clemens and EGG, working together on the top side. EGG being one of the best on these plate tracks and the NR community, whether it be CTS or Chassis 1. I don't have a good record on his Chassis 3 races, but I'm sure he's good there. Good at those races as well. He's able to take these lines that, even with a disadvantage, and make them contend. Saw that a lot in the IFAR races. Currently running 2nd on top side, 4th overall. And looks like he could try to carry that notion, as they're almost dead even with Skylar Den for 2nd. But they have gotten side by side with William Viola, the race leader, so their burst of speed, their ability to work together has certainly worked. Lane Johnson, 3rd in line. Didn't see them too much throughout Season 8. at least anything of note. But good run for them so far as we're nearly 10 to go. Being towards the front is a little challenging, and you just gonna have to hope that Jelani goes with them in the event that Elaine wants to make a move for themselves, but still, really good that they're top 6 right now, as it is effectively lap 30 of 40 in the BPNR Clash. The 2 lines, at least, well, there goes Skylar Dens, gaining a little bit of airtime to keep it clean. Only 1 car. Saw Ace Racer and Carl Childress having to go to the apron. And sucks for Skylar Dens, season 8 Rookie of the Year winner. That broke up the inside line. Now it is Joshua Clemens leading. Willie Viola ducking to the apron momentarily out of the trial oval. And it is just pretty much madness from 7s on back. It's these drivers, Viola, DeGrom, trying to get their mojo back. Currently just those 2 paired up. They're going to try to follow truck, so Viola's able to. DeGrom not so much. Maybe he could get in front of Scarrett. He will. But now, under 10 to go. Fortunately, because of that, it became a single file train on the bottom. So now, until I would say 2 to 3 to go, it's effectively a game of chicken. No one wants to move. No one wants to give up the track position. It's just a matter of when is the ideal time to take the 92 and maybe the 18 car by surprise. And I feel like, at least right now, 3rd through 5th is probably the best track position wise. If you're running around doing nothing until the checker flag is in sight. And that just also includes my experience with these CTS races and just play tracks in general. And the 13 blew up, so that adds another DNF to the list. Number 5, Skylar Den. Kirsten Bell, the defending Daytona 150 champion, or just Daytona champion. The race next Friday is upgraded to 200 miles, so Kirsten Bell's got 20 more laps over there to try to defend her crown. Currently being pushed around by Ryan Scarrett, and Chris Stallmeyer looks to join that tango. Just hopefully that Scarrett doesn't recreate the GIF. And does Kirsten flock down to get behind her fellow Peugeot? Not quite, she's entrusting Scarrett. Peeks out a little bit trying to get some draft, but then peeks back out to the outside to get the notion going, keep the momentum going. Coming to 5 to go in the BPNR Clash, it is Joshua Clemens leading over Alexander Gonzalez Green, Elaine Johnson P3, Jelani Howell in P4, Cole Rodriguez top 5. Truxel had a peak, couldn't take it. We hit 5 to go. Next lap will be points and no return. Me, no more cautions from then on. Like, if I were a lane who's running third right now, you get help with fellow Toyotas, but it also gotta factor in the just personal connections. Like, I don't know the relationship between Elaine and Jelani, nor Elaine to Corey Rodriguez, etc., but I feel like you need to have enough trust, even with that lack of bondage between each other. You gotta entrust that Jelani may able to help you to get around AGG, and Clemens, which they're trying to do right now actually, there's a good chance that Jelani is going to take it for himself, and that's something Johnson's going to have to take care of when in due time. Got a really good push from Jelani, though. There's wrecking in the back, I think there is. That is Landon Lau. Right, Trewick. Robbie Gilbin also collected. We'll look back at that as we have well been with secure of the points and no return. Normally that'll be a caution and that would send us to overtime. But that does not exist anymore. It is Elaine Johnson who, with a great push from Jelani, able to build a run to get by AGG on the inside. He or she now leads. I don't know pronouns, my bad. But now it's kind of just that inverse. The track has been cleared off, so they're able to continue. 5 more miles, 2 to go. And Clemens looks outside. He's gonna have to push from Jelani. Heading into turn 1. Elaine's gonna do a lot of work as the race leader in this final stages of the race. Gotta block off 2 lines. They go up, and there'll be a bumper grab, and there they go. It'll be Clemens. Oh, that is pretty much everyone. Oh, Lord. It's just numerous fatalities. Carl, no. You didn't have to recreate deal like that. And then number 3, as they take the white flag here. Elaine Johnson's got too big of a cushion. I don't think they'll be able to fend off William Gregory. They're not able to. 56, William Gregory being pushed by Dylan DeGron. They heck down the back straightaway. They are clear. Now DeGron's gotta hope that Elaine Johnson will be able to get to that 77. I don't see a lot of speed out of the 55. It is really hard to build a run if you're last in CTS pack racing. Out of turn 4. No one is left. Outside, inside, not enough time. William Gregory wins the BPNR Clash. You think the 2020 Clash was it? I think it was 2020 actually. Yeah. My bad. Just the madness of the final portion of the laps. 3 cars left standing, and William Gregory has proven to beat those 2 and everyone else. A DD Racing Clash win. Just been informed, so Kudos to them. Wayne Gregory enters the front straightaway here. And in a brand new ride, number 56, Napa All Parts Toyota, he burns it down in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's just tearing up the grass. William Gregory just played bridesman for a good portion of the Budweiser races. And tonight he finally gets a chance to be the Kingsman. And Gregory's outfield, I did mention that these the field situation is a little close for these guys, given that there are 20 green flag laps, 20 laps on a fuel tank. So before we get, I'm gonna try to do this before the server goes down. Trying to, there are a good amount of wrecks that I have to look for here. So this one was 4 to go. A little bumper grab from the Warping Scarrets. And that sent Robbie Gilbin spinning around. And on board to give you a better idea. Stack up and with Houston ahead, and just know where Robbie can really do about it. And then there's the next lap, the next big one. Somewhere. And 2 to go. So let's see here, down the backstretch. Lane tries blocking, and that unfortunately just evolved into a terrible wreck down the backstretch. Troxel sent upside down. Kirsten Bell, Frieza Rodriguez, also going for flips. Maybe helicopter can give you a better idea of the carnage down folded. Gregory survived that. Had to essentially get on board with him. At 56, had he third on the bottom. In that space, it pretty much what the difference makes there. Man, oh man, got a race of all time to kick off BPNR Season 9. One second here. So I've actually also came up with a revamped post-race display. So, new for this season, hot on the mic. And we only have one person in the waiting room currently, and that being our race winner. William Gregory, do you got me?
Yeah, I do.
It just the chaos that unfolded during this race, but you have proven to be one of the very few survivors How was that like trying to negotiate through the big ones?
I mean, when the race man, I was just having nonstop issues with my game, just having the frames drop to like 10 FPS on the front stretch. I was just way in the back trying to fix stuff, and then once that server reset and I got some stuff off graphics wise, really started to work together with DD Racing and everybody else. Yeah, and man, I'm at a loss for words, man. I'm sorry. But
All good, mate. Like you played Bridesman to a good chunk of race wins in the
yes,
Budweiser side of things, but now you finally become the
yeah,
Kingsman. So with that, pretty much the luckiest of race wins of all time. How does that carry
yeah.
forward into the rest of Speed Weeks?
um. Oh, first of all, we gotta make the race still. Gotta focus on the duels and probably going trying to win the 150 while we're at it too. So just wanna
Well, that's, we'll wish you luck to make the Daytona 200 now, as the race distance has been upgraded. Congratulations on your race win. Thank you for joining me.
yeah. Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Alrighty, so gonna find our second driver, that being Dylan.
User was moved to your channel.
Dylan Negron, do you got me? Dylan?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here. I thought my mic was off.
Yeah, oh, you're good now, but, well, you had to play Bridesman to William Gregory, but it was a valiant effort to at least try to make your own hand at the win here. Take us through the race.
Well, before the crash, the server crash, it was pretty boring. Not a lot of hard racing, but we kept crashing. I wasn't really sure what kept happening, but yeah, it started off slow, and then obviously the second half was pretty intense. And when Skylar blew up, I thought my race was completely over because I was going to push Skylar and Viola. And then I got on the plane in the back there, and I guess I got warped Kirsten to be saved in that wreck and had a chance at the win. But unfortunately, I don't think Elaine was close enough to push me. But I'm very happy for Gregory to push him to the win there as well. But it was a pretty solid race.
Well, after your struggles from this last season, you got a good start to this season, at least with the Clash. So, with the Peugeot winning the Daytona 150, now the Daytona 200, does the Peugeot go back to victory lane?
I sure hope so. I felt like I was getting a lot better with my pushes and working in line, so I definitely think it's gonna be better. But of course, I have to qualify. And last Clash, I did manage to do okay in the qualifiers, but I wrecked out early. I think I got flipped. I'm not entirely sure what happened. And yeah, touch on your point. Yeah, I had a really poor season last time around. So hopefully it'll start off stronger. And starting off P2 in the Clash is quite nice. So I'm really happy with it.
Well, congratulations on your P2 tonight. Thank you for joining me.
Of course, and have a good one.
User was moved out of your channel.
The reverb on my mic is... I heard it through Dylan's name. It's fine though. Might as well take you through the race results. As, yep, this was one heck of a race to look forward to. Wayne Gregory, your race winner with Dylan Grand P2. It'll be Lane Johnson in third, Jelani Howell P4, Dwayne Viola P5, It'll be Cole Rodriguez P6, EGG P7. Be Joe Shmuda at 8th place, Dragons P9, and Brandon Carter in the top 10. Rich Roy 11th, Thomas Stroxel P12, Joshua Clements 13th, Robbie Gilbin in 14th. Noel Nichols 15th, will be Ryan Stewart 16th, Ace Racer 17th, Chris Stallmeyer 18th, Frieza Rodriguez 19th, and Tyler Aziz completing the top 20. On to the second page, it is Riley Trawick, Carl Childress, the final two to finish on the lead lap, Kirsten Bell, Thomas Johnson, RJ Bishop, it'll be Daniel Rodriguez 26th, Lan Laos 27th, Skyden 28th, as they're the final car to at least do this second portion of the race. It was 4 DNFs, actually 5 DNFs, that did not partake in this second half, so 33 cars. Really good for a Daytona Clash. Really bizarre scenes here. But that we are ready to wrap up here. It's just my brain cells are fried just having to watch this stupidity, but I still had a very good time. Thursday, CC Red says this Sydney Motorsports Park for their second road course dates. That'll be 8:25. Friday, Gnarl heads to Phoenix. That'll be 10 p.m. Likely on Cheesefood Media. Depends on Zach, if Zach is available. Then Saturday, IFAR continuing their early portions of the season. Heads to Atlanta for round number 2. Shall be there on Cheesefood Media. Then next Tuesday, it is the BPNR Daytona Duels. So, with 2 cars looking to lock up the front row, the remaining 34 spots are up for grabs. And like I mentioned during what was kind of a red flag, there is no LCQ, so the lineup is pretty much determined solely by those duels, and there is no second chances after that. I might as well pull up what's currently the provisional running order for Daytona qualifying, since that's still ongoing. Right now, the 2 cars on the front row are Harry Crawford and William Viola, as out of the total of 14 drivers that has sat lap, at least that's what the spreadsheet said, so we'll see what happens from there. They still got 6 days, well, closer to 5, to put in their qualifying lap and ideally get a good spot and make the front row. But yeah, it is really tiring, and I do apologize for the tech issues on my end and also on the server. Just stuff happens, we're all rusty, and we're trying to get back into the swing of things, so I do appreciate y'all for sticking around. So the next stream I do is next Tuesday, right there, so until then, thank you for